Nikola Mirotic, currently the highest paid basketball player in Europe, earning around 5 million euros per year. There is no doubt he could have easily earned even more money if he had stayed in the NBA, but he declined the reported 3-year $45 million contract with the Jazz and decided to come back to Europe. So let's look at the actual reason why Nikola Mirotic chose EuroLeague over the NBA.
Mirotic can take the rebound. Exum wants to pass again. Mirotic is going to take it on himself and makes the three.
In the summer of 2019, Nikola Mirotic stunned the basketball world with his decision to leave the NBA and join one of the biggest clubs in Europe, Barcelona. Obviously, this is not the first time that a European player comes back to Europe after they had a shot at the NBA. This move stood out because of how Mirotic was seen and valued in the league. It's really rare to see a player in his prime and in demand leaving the NBA, but Nikola Mirotic did just that. Coming back to Europe has not been all roses for Nico though. Last year he came short of the EuroLeague championship and his subpar performance in the playoffs cost him the MVP award. However, he has been by far one of the best players in the continent since coming back.
Mirotic against Shengelia again. Who will win this battle? Mirotic. Oh, what a play! What a play! Falling away.
In his return season, Mirotic was a complete force and averaged 19 points with 7 rebounds before the season got stopped and eventually cancelled because of COVID. In his second season after a coaching change, his averages went down a bit, but he was still a close contender in the MVP race. Well, this year, he's having an MVP-worthy season again, and by the end of it, we shall see if he's going to win the award. But now, let's get back at Mirotic's career in the NBA and his departure from the league. Contrary to the EuroLeague, an MVP title in the NBA was outside of Nikola's reach. Nonetheless, Mirotic had most definitely established himself as a really good scorer that a lot of teams wanted. After a dominant period in Europe with Real Madrid earlier in his career, he joined the Chicago Bulls in the 2014-15 season, instantly becoming a double-digit scorer averaging over 10 points a game. Year by year, he progressed steadily and his stats reflected it. In his last year with the Bulls, the scoring averages went up to almost 17 points per game. Even after being traded to the Pelicans, he maintained his scoring ability, and in his 2 seasons with the Pels, he averaged just under 16 points on 43% shooting. After 2 years in New Orleans, he joined the championship contenders Milwaukee Bucks, but was struggling with injuries and had an okay season, played only 27 games, averaging under 12 points a game. Regardless of the dip in stats, Nikola Mirotic was still an in-demand player who could stretch the floor at forward positions.
Mirotic on 3, back-to-back threes, the Bucks score.
It all seemed to be set for another good year for Nikola in the NBA until Mark Stein came out with this tweet and reported that Mirotic is declining an offer in the 45 million range from Utah Jazz and is coming back to Europe instead. As Nikola recalls it, he was already in the airport on his way to Utah when at the last minute he had a change of mind. I was waiting at the gate of the Thessaloniki airport when I started to think, what am I doing at the airport? Why am I not with my family? The NBA? I said to myself, don't do it, Nico. If you go, you will sign. Mirotic told his agent to apologize to the Jazz for not attending the meeting and skipped the flight to Utah. At first, he explained that he wasn't happy with his role in the NBA, emphasizing that he had been made into a pick-and-pop big who is expected to score 10 or so points. As soon as I didn't feel that joy and happiness to improve, I said it was time to go back and do something bigger in Europe. And while it played some part in his decision to come back, the most important reason was revealed a few years later in his interview with Movistar journalist Anthony Daimiel. Mirotic opened up and shared his true feelings on the departure from the NBA.
Me sentí alejado de todo el mundo, hasta de mi propia familia. Estuve mucho tiempo fuera.
Growing up as a Christian, the family was always first for Nico, but the American lifestyle and the busy NBA schedule was a whole different animal. Traveling all over the United States while being completely focused on basketball, Mirotic felt as if he grew apart from his family and as a result stopped enjoying basketball and life as much. So he decided to put an end to that and return to Europe in the summer of 2019. My family was my first priority. I wanted my children to grow up here in Europe. We discussed a lot with my wife. It was the first time I put my family over my career.
You don't turn your back on family.
So, even though to a lot of people it might have appeared crazy to turn down the 45 million NBA contract, Nikola Mirotic had a strong reason: family. Right now, Niko seems to be happy with his decision, and his demeanor on the court shows just that.